Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? It's your boy Roar. We're here with some VTuber songs, starting off with a cover of Sun Killer by Spirit Box. That's a fantastic band if you haven't heard of them before. By relatively newer VTubers to this channel anyway. I think I've only covered them a couple times. Ricky Poppet, who is incredible. They did a whole, 3D concert with even the likes of, oh my gosh, what's his name? The red-haired dude from Holo Stars, who has like his own mech and all that stuff. He even did some vocal parts for Shadow Moses. If you guys know that song, you know that one. So yeah, anyway, this is the cover of Sun Killer with Ricky Poppet and Chikafuji Lisa. So let's jump into it. I've been startled before with where this song goes, so I already know how it's going to get pretty big, but if you guys haven't heard this song before, lock in. It's good. Great singing voice. Okay, so, I mean, even though, you know, we're not into the heavy metal and all that stuff, sorry, I'm going to turn this up a little bit, you're already seeing a lot of variety with her vocals. A lot of, cool little, vocal, I don't even know what you would describe it as. She's not just hitting the notes, she's adding her own flair to it, and we're already getting that set up, which is beautiful. I know, similarly to like a novice, if they're rapping, right, you pay attention to the faster parts. Or as a vocalist, if there's a certain part where you kind of want to just go crazy, then you pay attention to that. It's kind of like the expectation of the Star Spangled Banner, right? No one really pays too much attention to the vocalist, unfortunately, except for the land of the free. That's all anyone thinks about. If you can hit that, then everyone's like, oh, great. So I love it when artists, give us stuff to work with on a cover, no less, that shows us more than just, okay, you can hit the notes and then we want to hear the screaming. So had to salute them for that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm hearing doubling in the background. That's very interesting. I wasn't sure if that was maybe my headphones, like not really mixing everything well, like hearing it in a good mixed format, but I'm hearing like, so it's like that doubling on top of that. But I assume Lisa's doing the doubling on that, because I think this is Ricky who's doing the main vocals, but it sounds like they're adding like this angst to every single word, it's very, or every, the end of every line or whatever. Very, very interesting. I know, most often if you're doing doubling on a metal song or something, you might just harmonize, or just sing the exact same note so that the end of the line can be a little punchier when you mix it, right? But yeah, very, very interesting. I mean, I feel bad that I was just talking about people only caring about the build-up, but for a song like this, there are a lot of bands that they might not have too much explosion until the very end. Spirit Box is by no means just a build-up, band that has like one little screaming moment. They have a variety of songs, but you know how it is with a lot of bands where you can have a song that might be generally a little more emotional and mellow, but then boom, it goes into it. Like Spiders from System of a Down. So. Okay, I still get hair standing up on end. Oh. Okay, you're going a little bit fast there, sweetheart. Jeez. It's still, you know what? It's still like I had hair standing up as soon as it was like Sun, Cal. I'm like, oh. Hello, are we gonna move on to the next one here? See, this is what I've been dealing with all day. It's literally just been touch and go with the internet. All right, so we're back with an original from Hajime Todoroki called Deep Dive. Just gonna jump into that one. Bancho.
Show me. Wow, magical distance, you look so badass. Scream, scream, scream and shout, eh? Scream, scream, scream and shout. Wow, magical distance, you look so badass. Scream, scream, scream and shout, eh? Turn it up now, let go.
Okay, so first of all, I hate it that there's so little work done with subtitling everything. I mean, I know that's not the content creator's fault. It's really not anyone's fault because, it's like it has to be something that people want to see or, at least have available out there for, looking up. But I do like how we have, some English vocals in there to get the, to get the point across for us. I really don't know why there's so many songs like these that just don't have English translations. But regardless, I love how their tone, obviously they're a very strong singer. They never really push it. Like they're never really loud or like aggressive. And I was thinking about that the other day because I saw a picture of this. I don't know if it was this one or something else. I think it was it this one? I don't know. Anyway, I was thinking about her tone and it feels so much like just a really confident rapper. where, you know, you have some harmonic points and a da 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 da, but it has that cadence of a rapper. And I think there's something really beautiful, for being unique in that regard in a singer-centric space, right? It's one of the things I loved so much about Maury Calliope, that she, you know, she's worked so much on her singing, but that wasn't what we were really focusing on, right? At least for me. When I first heard her, I was like, okay, you call yourself a rapper, let's see you spit. Let's see what you can do. How is your cadences? How is your, speed if you go faster? If you don't, what are the other things that you offer? I wanted to see how well-rounded her talent was in that. And I feel like this lady has a lot more in that department, which I think is great. I think there's something to sticking with what you are best at and just doing that. So I love it.
Me and my girls, meet you, we amazing, we are so amazing. Me and my girls, kukukalanda. Yes, I'm a hot queen. Dive, let's deep dive. I wanna deep dive, yeah, deep dive.
Man.
Dive, let's deep dive. I wanna deep dive, yeah, deep dive. Let's get it out of down. You're looking like that.
I was trying to think of what the it's EDM. I can't think of what subgenre it is. Man, but I love that. It's not even trying to be this loud, overpowering thing. We are keeping it to this very structured story that I'm trying to tell, and this very subtle energy that she has. I think there's so much value to that, right? I know a lot of people love Iris's old music and stuff. I feel like a lot of it was trying to do too much. Like, the next time you hear another fast rock song with a whole bunch of piano and a whole bunch of orchestration, like, it sounds pretty, but having a whole album of that, it's like, it just felt like it was so much. And I think, honestly, what she does now with the sort of Eurobeat stuff speaks so much more to showcasing her voice, not drowning her out in the instrumentation. I think a lot of Hololive music is very centric on, we just have to have this spectacle. And I get it. You're an entertainment company. Why not show spectacle, especially if the artist can do it? But I really like this style for her that I've heard mostly from her. I think the, what's her name? The Lion. Oh my gosh, I forgot her name. I love her music too for the same reason, because it does so many things different. It doesn't stick to this traditional formula of quote unquote idol music. So anyway, that's just my thought. I could totally be wrong about it. That's just my assumption about her style. So Now, I know everyone on the internet, because it's also Kanaru who did this, so of course they're going to throw in some seductive stuff. I'm a 35-year-old dude. Like, I can, I'm strong in my own ways, but I'm not as flexible as I used to be. So honestly, when I was looking at that, half of me was like, oh, lower back pain. Ooh, side pain. Hips. Ow, pain. So props to her for being able to do all that. That's, takes a lot of work to be able to build up that amount of flexibility. Even if you're doing a lot of dancing and stuff, it's almost something you want to get involved in very early on. As someone who used to dance, there's a lot of stuff that I knew straight off the bat. If I wasn't actively working at trying to develop those muscles and develop that flexibility, sure, I could probably do something like it, but it's not, it's not feasible at certain points. So. Ooh, okay. Dude. Okay. Okay, I love that. That's something I love. giving so much emphasis on the choreography right there. Even after spinning around and stepping a foot down, boom. And then the rest of the time, there's just nothing. And, and we have a little bit of a light show, but it's to really tighten up the focus on that choreography. I love that. I love that.
Are you ready, let it go? Are you ready? Are you ready, let it go? Me and my girls, me and my girls. We gotta.
Ooh, nice harmonizing right there. That was cool.
Back to B. Yes, I'm a hop queen. Let's deep dive. I wanna deep dive.
Ooh, I love coming back into that sound.
Let's deep dive. I wanna deep dive. Yeah, deep dive. Let's get it all going, girl. You're looking like that, girl. That you're so happy. My sunny queen, queen, girl. You're looking like that, girl. That you're so happy. My sunny queen, queen.
That was cool. I really like that. That was very, very cool. Great performance on her part. I really do like her style. I think it's just so much more unapologetically different. We have these very hypey moments with the choreography and her outfits and everything, which I always wondered how the heck, like how long does it take for people to get in outfits like that and like get it all set up? I know nothing about fashion. I wear t-shirts like this every single day. That's about it. So to see like all the straps and the strings and the this and the that, the asymmetry with socks and sleeves and all that stuff, I'm like, I couldn't even imagine. I'd feel like I would somehow strangle myself trying to get in all that. So anyway, next one by Kou Mariya, Shine On, original song.
Even when the light is dim, shine on.
Nice. Oh, first original, okay. Ooh.
In this universe, I am small. Where the stars fade, real at all. Stardust to dust to dust, ash to ashes, time goes past. Oh, will I shine before I go? Is it childish to want more?
Okay, sorry. I was really listening to hear her lower tone. There's so many people that if you try and hit a low note and it's just outside of your range, it's the same thing if you try and hit a high note and you can hear that moment that the tone is gone when you're trying to hit that note. It's just same with if you're. I mean, I can hit really low notes, so and okay, maybe down there. That's you can hear the tone leave because your voice just isn't situated for it. It sounds like for her, she can hit pretty low notes, but I think there's also that stylistic approach where she is very breathy for this first part. I think it fits a lot of this tone of this song so far, sort of a gasp of like, oh, am I going to be able to accomplish this thing in life? Am I going to be able to, shine before I go? Like it just, I feel like it adds this kind of urgency, this quiet contemplation, but this urgency, which we see in a lot of anime style stuff. And it's not a bad thing. It's a very contemplative moment of like, okay, I have a moment where I'm like, am I going to be able to accomplish this? But it sounds like she's still able to hit those notes very, very well. So I really, really enjoy it. I think also, because I know we were just talking about Iris with a lot of her older music, I feel like this one is at least giving a much more slower burn to it. And it's not throwing everything and the kitchen sink into this instrumental. We had a very nice opening with the orchestration, and now we just have the piano going. I think it's balancing very well so far.
Shine before I go. Is it childish to want more? Am I good enough?
And the guitars coming in, and we have a little bit of orchestration. So
Questions no one asked, feelings that I had to mask. Yet I want a future that's mine.
and nice harmonizing.
How bad I wanna see the day when the dark disappears.
Okay. Nice. I love her outfit, by the way, and her hair and everything looks very cute. Looks like right out of an anime. Ooh, okay. Nice, and she held that out for a little while. Very, very nice. Okay, so I like that breakdown as well. Again, I harp on it just because I will admit, in my own personal view, I am kind of animate out with a lot of the traditional opening styles. You get the orchestration, you get the J-rock, you get all that stuff thrown together. But here, we kept it more to synth, and we had a little bit of rock on top of that. But it wasn't adding, you know, with all the strings and, you know, crazy timpanis and all that stuff. It kept it very, just very nice. You know, it gave us the emotion that we were looking for. This very relatable sentiment of, should I make a different call? Am I going the wrong way? Could I change everything for the better if I just tweaked something a little bit differently? I've even struggled with that with my own creativity, where ultimately you have to make the call. You have to just go for it. And you might find that in a lot of those cases, it's less about whether or not you're making the right call and just putting something out there. Put yourself out there. I can't remember who posted it, but I saw a video a while ago that said, artists, it's not your job to make the art that other people want. You have to force people to look at you and pay attention to you. It's about you putting out what you want and getting other people to be like, hey, look at me. You know what I mean? So I hope I didn't totally mess up my whole setup here. Let me check this out. Oh, hello. There we go. All right. We're going to... okay. All right. Point being, I think this is really great. I think it's a very relatable thing, especially with your first original song, to come through with that energy of like, okay, yeah, I really want this to work out. I hope it does. You know, I think that's a very brave route to go. So, sorry, let's dial it back a little bit.
Lost what's fake and what is real. I'm too tired to numb to feel. Yet I wanna prove I was alive. How bad I wanna see the day where the dark disappears. Clouds block out the sunlight, but I know that the sign is still there. Would I be something at all? Should I make a different call? Could I change my life for me, or let life pass me by?
Ooh, okay, guitar. Hey. Nice.
Scream my voice out, tears blinding my eyes. No matter how hard I try, I'm hurting, but the future's never ending. I fall, I stumble out. Even when the light is dim, shine on.
I was sitting there like, okay, can you swallow your sadness here for a second and point out, hey, I loved how she, you know, hit that melisma of singing Rise. You know, that was very good. But then it hit me. It's like, oh, yep, nope, I'm going to cry. It's getting me emotional. I like that. I think also the visuals, too, are not too crazy. It's giving us a very good picture. We do have some looping stuff with the chorus and everything, but even just walking down the street, right, with a little bit of splash and, you know, interesting colors in the background and stuff, I feel like it does quite a lot to let us know what's going on without being too busy. And her falling off the building, you know, right when we talk about I stumble, that gives a nice little bit of, you know, dissonance. Because we were talking about how everything was crazy in her head, but here she is, she's just walking down the street. We wouldn't look at her and understand how crazy everything's going, right? So the fact that she We have that visual. She's falling off the building, and then boom, she's flying. I don't know why that got me, but it's I don't know why that got me, but it's very pretty, and I think it less is truly more in this situation. I think it's giving also a lot of space for her to describe her journey with her voice. So anyway. Okay, and then we go back to her holding her hand up. I love that. Beautiful.
I can't shine brighter than the sun, but don't they turn away.
Okay, and then we change the chorus a little bit. I love that. Yeah.
It means nothing at all. If I feel myself or fall, let me write my future before life passes me by. Even when the light
Okay, and then we have the yeah. I just love, again, those little moments. We have the bright background, right? It's not this crazy cityscape. It's just a bright sky, right? Less is more. Her expression, this whole time we've seen just a tiny little frown. Now we have just a tiny little smile. It's beautiful. I love that. I think also I'll share this at the end, but I think just as an artist to another artist, I think there's a lot of ways we get in our head about what really is a much more fluid musical landscape and content creation landscape than we give it credit for. I'll explain that later. But I think she kind of hit the nail on the head with that line, but really, how many things get very popular with time, right? I think our window of success that we have as creators, we can feel is just permanently very small. You have just this very tiny window in order to get somewhere, and then if you miss that window, it's gone forever. That's never actually true, but we do live in a culture that does value immediacy and values strike while the iron's hot, blah, 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 blah. But I think, honestly, if we look at something from an art standpoint, there's so many things that gain traction with time, And if we artists are the sort of people that care about the long haul instead of the heat of the moment, then we can hold on for a little bit. At least that's how I'm looking at it. At least that's what I've seen with a lot of artists recently. It's a lot more fluid than you might think. And something might not be this huge standout hit in the moment, but a couple, 3 years down the line, people would look back on it and be like, oh, this actually was really good. Or like, oh, this artist was really, really great. We should have given him more time, that kind of thing. So just a little bit of encouragement to Lisa. That was a great original first. I think that was very cool. It did so much without trying to complicate itself. So I look forward to what she's going to be doing next. This next one is Lucky Loud by Regloss. You know him, you love him. Let's jump into it. I love all these cute little moments of showing everyone's personality. Wow. Hey. Okay, so this was what I was just talking about when we checked out her original song. It's, you have such a strength with your voice and being able to rap, and some people might think melodic rap is easier. It's not. When you learn how to rap, your tone is going to be flat. You're going to be rapping like this, and you might even know how to do all these different cadences and all these different things, but your voice is going to be like this. And then adding some character, adding some intensity to it, or adding some sort of element to your voice to make it sound interesting. That's just the next step of being a good rapper. But then on top of that, no, we got to add all this other cadence and being able to sing what you're rapping. That's one step further. So she's just so good at that. I think that's really, really cool that she's been sticking with her strength on that and not trying to, force herself into, okay, well, now I have to sing. And I mean, I know she can sing since this is going to be a group song. Obviously, they're all going to be singing at certain points. But I think for her to really stick with that rap-centric delivery is very, very cool. And I mean, obviously, as we've already seen, everyone here can rap as well. But you know what I mean. right? Ooh. I like just this acoustic guitar chorus. This is nice. Hey, or not acoustic guitar, but you know, clean electric guitar. Nice. Nice. It's cute. I like this. You know, it's like anything else. I don't know too much about this group. I haven't been able to watch collabs or streams in a very long time. I just don't have the time. But I love their dynamic. It's very, very cool. I feel like, especially given holo synchronicity that's going on right now, or serendipity, I feel like, oops, I just dropped the title of their next concert, Synchronicity or whatever. Holonicity. Okay, that was stupid. I need to stop. I feel like there, you know, even with Holo Promise that we have right now, Crony had been talking a bit about really struggling to stream and then get ready for the concert and all this other stuff. We do get that peek behind the curtain of how difficult this idol job is. It's not easy, right? And I know everyone's kind of dealt with it in different ways. Some people have different streaming schedules or whatever. It is work after a while, right? And I feel like that ugly reality becomes more prevalent to any fan base the longer you're in it, right? We kind of get off the honeymoon phase where everything seems fun. We take on everything we can. We do original songs. We do concerts. We do streams. We do all this stuff. It's the same thing on YouTube. I just changed my whole format to uploading once a week. When normally, if I had air in my body, I would be sitting down in front of this computer, not hanging out with friends, not doing anything, just grinding for the content, right? And I only say that because it's great to see a group like this turn around and have some moments, even just in this video, where they're just having fun, right? You know, I think that's really important just for me. That's just a side note for myself, to just see a group just having fun and enjoying a song together. I feel like that's great. So. Oh, little bunny on her screen. Ooh, I like that shot. Okay, I like that too. That, okay, if we're going to have the more singing-centric ladies for the verse, then let's let them shine. Let's let them be the ones to do this. I think that's another thing I've liked too about good group songs, where the ones who sing, they do the singing, you know? It's so easy sometimes to, we got Herb commenting on this. Very, very cool. Again, I just really wish they had some translated lyrics. It would really be great to just check that out. I'm sure I can guess what the song's about, but you know what I mean. It's just, you know. Anyway, if you're going to sing. Give them space for that. If you're going to rap, give them space for that. I think forcing everyone into a particular vocal style might appear harmonious, you know, on paper, but we've heard plenty of songs where some people just can't sing as well. Some people can't rap, and they stand out. They stand out, you know? So anyway, love this. I love her dress, by the way. It's so cute. I just love that dance that both of them are doing. That's so funny. Oh. Oh, that's so cool. They could probably use a gimbal on that camera, though. Dude. Those are nice quadruplet flows right there. Nice. See, that's what I'm talking about. Let the singer sing. I also do want to say, too, I think it's great, especially when we have this group all dancing together and everything. Let everyone be themselves. I know, as someone who used to dance, as I said earlier, it always looks better if you have group choreography, but it's so hard to keep that perfectly in sync. There's a reason why, at least in the States, a lot of artists have backup dancers. They are there to train every day, which is another reason why I love Japanese artists, that anytime they do their own choreography, however simple it is, and you're singing on stage, dude, I give them, I tip my imaginary hat to them with being able to do both, because either one is a challenge in and of itself. So anytime that you're able to, I'd assume just by the nature of how they're filming it and kind of keeping everything flowing, we're moving around every few seconds, it keeps it from looking static. I do like how they're just kind of showing themselves, and it fits. It looks good that way. I don't know if that's a cinematography thing or what, but it looks great. So. I just love their kind of skip step. So cute. Love that song. It looked like she was about to fall down in the background. Love it. Lucky Loud. Why did I say Lucky Day? I swear I said Lucky Day. I'm so sorry. I'm dumb. Big dumb. Oh, and then this is Dunk. This is the one we were looking at earlier. Okay, I don't know why did I have both songs on there? I'm an idiot. Oh well, you're gonna get two. You're gonna get two here. Okay, and then we're Supernova Supergirl. Okay, I forgot. It's been weeks since I put this list together, so I forgot which songs are even coming up. So anyway, I was looking forward to this one. Dude, this choreography is insane. See, that was literally what I was just talking about in one of their previous songs, when the instrumental cut and then she spun around and took a step, and that was at that exact moment that there was boom, or whatever from the beat. For her to take a step right when there's that squeak from the instrumental, that's such good attention to detail, and I love that stuff. Hey. That's so cool. Dude, okay, little tiny things again with the choreography. Yes, there's a group format that we have here, but the fact that they're doing little accents. I mean, yes, we have, this, what was it? I swear it's from like locking and stuff, like pop and locking, where you do this with your arms. Obviously, there's a lot of trade-off back and forth from Japanese art to American art. I'm not going to be sitting there and acting like everyone overseas is, biting and stealing American music. Shut the hell up with that. I don't even want to talk to people who even argue about that stuff. But anyway, that's a stylistic thing with locking and stuff. So that's cool that they're doing that. I think it's also so interesting for her style specifically as well that there's so many little foot accents and little pivots and turns, and that is a hit for another part of the choreography. As in the world of dance, if you're doing the robot, if you're doing stuff like that, there's a lot of little ways where teeny tiny movements are made that much bigger because that's what the focus is of the choreography. So I love that. Ooh, and then she was going like this, and then everyone behind her hit a pose at that moment. That's cool. I like that. That's very cool. Yeah, so even their step. Da, 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 da. I love that. See, and that's too, like, even when they hit at an angle and then sort of walked into the next move or whatever, I like that a lot more than groups that will literally walk or jog to their next spot, right? And you're not even trying to hit it at a certain, at a certain timing to be able to get from point A to point B. You're literally just walking over to your spot, and then you're at your group angle or whatever, and then you hit your moves. I hate when groups do that because it's very easy to do, but you're wasting time that you could easily pivot into that move like what these guys are doing. So I love that. Yeah, even just a kick right there, that does so much. Oh, nice harmony right there. Ooh. Okay, so that was interesting because it sounded really auto-tuned. But I only heard that for about half of it. So my thought is she probably hit that note just fine because I could hear the tone behind it, like she was really punching that note. They probably just added that as an effect sound. I know there's some artists out there that sometimes when you hit certain notes, it's like they throw in the auto-tune, not to even correct it, but to just add a little bit of an effect to it, if I'm not mistaken. So. Very cool. Was that supposed to be like you're letting the air out of a basketball? Like I'm just puncturing the ball. Oh my gosh. Okay. Mochivi. I think that's how it's pronounced. They have an original song out called Nothing More. Very interested to hear their original song here. I don't know if they've probably done a couple original songs before, but I do know that, they did a cover of Aishite, 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 and they didn't have half the range that Iron Mouse or Nerissa Ravencroft or a few other folks like that did. However, I think it was just as spooky, because the song is very spooky, as anyone else's, because she added so much tone in her voice. Now I do remember they did a cover of Medicine See, even just thinking about that song is like, oh. That's the song that I actually did a choreography cover for when I competed in America's Got Talent in 2016, 2017. It's a good song. It's just got a lot of emotion to it. So I'm very curious to see where they go with this one. I already love it looks like sort of computer, like Windows format we got here. Maybe it's a city pop. Oh, there we go. Nice little city pop. I love this. We're going to be driving down the street, or are we going to be walking? Or are we going to be sitting in our room? Okay. Hey, okay, we're driving. Ooh, I love that harmonizing. Ooh, okay, so I love that this song feels very, how does it go? I love her voice. I feel like it fits the tone of this very, very good. There's so much great harmonizing and so much oomph and emotion, do it like we do, just like that kind of thing. Adds a lot of character to it. Yeah, I really, really like it. I feel like the tone that I liked from her Aishite cover is exemplified here, for me anyway. Very casual. We have a lot of emotion to it, but we're just kind of keeping it chill and everything. So the instrumental is kind of punching in a little bit, especially with the bridge to the chorus, but I feel like her just adding that very relaxed tone is nice. It makes me think, right, because Kiara Takanashi has done a few very chill songs. Oh my gosh, and I forgot every single one of them. But she's done very relaxed songs before. But her voice really cuts through. There's this tone that's very, it's not intense, but it's pointed. She has a very intense tone even when she's singing quietly, which isn't a problem. That's her voice, and she's very vocal, so that works. I think for Michi, though, to have just this very soft tone is very cool for this type of track. So. Nice swoop right there. That's very cool. Aww. Ooh, I love the style change too. Oh, I like that. And that's something I like too. Like, I know there's a lot of songs where, because I believe, unless I'm mistaken, Michi is in a relationship, right? So I would like to think that this is, going a different route than the traditional idle thing of where I just say, "Hey, I love you, boy," or whatever, and it's like I'm speaking to every male in the audience. Basically, we're giving a general like, "I'm obsessed with you," and it's like, that's cute. I get the point, but I don't like that. I mean, it's not specific. It's just it's sort of garnering that type of attention. But you know, I feel like for her, you know, she makes it seem very personal. She makes it seem like, hey, you know, if you're not sure of my feelings for you, because I feel like we've been doing great for years and years and years, which if anyone's been in a relationship, it takes about 6 months to a year to really figure out like, okay, are we still in the honeymoon phase or is this actually working out? You know? So the fact that she is saying like, hey, if you ever are unsure on your end, turn this chorus up. If you don't know how I'm feeling, turn this chorus up. Just kind of soak it in that I do love you. I think that's very sweet. I like that. I do like all the sparkles and like splash and dash on the screen to accent stuff, like the beautiful kiss. Sparkle. I like that. It's very cute. And then these bright pastel pinks during the day is very cute. I love that. Asteroid Music Team. I feel like they've done something for someone else we know, like Iron Mouse, maybe? Okay, so then this is an original by Lisa, who we saw with Michi, called Crash. I like the build-up here.
Lost my keys in the gutter. Find it harder and harder not to quit this.
Ooh.
Guess I'm always the martyr, yearning for my own slaughter. Suffocated.
Okay, so this is emotional in a different way. We're not doing a happy-go-lucky love song. We are like, I am ruining myself, and it feels like I'm just ripping myself to shreds, literally. Ooh, very very metal. But yeah, yeah. I don't know if that first part was kind of like, hey, this is just an example of how my life's going. Lost my keys in the gutter, and I just feel like, okay, give me a reason to just check out for today. I don't want this. But then even if we're doing it metaphorically, you know, your keys indicates a goal, a direction in life, a place you can dedicate yourself to, or a place you can come to that's safety, like your home or what have you. Losing your keys in the gutter, maybe you made a bad choice and you lost your way, you know, or lost an opportunity because of something bad that happened. There's a lot of different ways you can go with that, and I really, really like that. Oh.
Then I hit the crash.
Hmm.
The blackout came the last. Why do I crave the crash?
Hmm.
Repeat it all again.
I am curious, now that I'm thinking about it, why she might crave that crash. I've been in that space before where it's like the afternoon, you stress out about that because it leads you into the evening, and then the evening is just a reminder that you haven't done anything all day, and then that's stressful. I've been there before. I even had jobs where, like, even if I had to work in the afternoon, I didn't want to do anything during the day because I was worried about not being able to show up on time or something. I had a lot of anxiety, even more anxiety than I do now, about people pleasing and, you know, trying to amount to something, to show up, to be there the way that people expect you to be. I know that's not Lisa's situation here, but I just get that idea of like you worry yourself to the point where you lose track of time. You lose what you're trying to do. And then you look back and you're like, what did I do all day? I just sat around worrying, or I sat around just kind of spiraling mentally. So yeah, it's a tough spot to be in. I wonder if that star is symbolic of something. Because she had it on her chest when she was sleeping, and then now it's kind of floating ahead of her. Ooh, I like that kind of, almost like you're smacking the guitar. The chord right there came in pretty intensely. I like that.
Kid with too much at stake, weighing in, hoping things will change. Feels like I spent my whole life alone here waiting.
Ooh.
Then I hit the crash.
Maybe the crash, even if it's that feeling of feeling like you wasted the day, it's at least something. So you've become numb to a lot of things. So then when your body is able to get hit with that anxiety of that crash, of that, I didn't do anything, if I'm interpreting this correctly, then you're sitting there like, oh, well, at least there's something. I hate to be an armchair therapist. I really do. I've just been there before, and I studied psychology, and I feel very sorry for anyone who ever feels that way, because it truly is a spiral that are just circling the drain. It's a spot you can stay in indefinitely, and it can really feel like there's nothing to really pull you out. But there are ways that you can get pulled out. There are ways that you can better yourself past that situation. So I hate to sound like an armchair therapist. I really just hope that if Lisa is going through something like this, that she really tries super hard and talks to people and does whatever she can to get out of that space. Because I know how it can just, you practically close the door on yourself like a submarine. You lock the door down and then you go under the water. It's just it's a self-imposed isolation because you keep thinking that there's nothing you can do. I really hope that this isn't autobiographical to the present, at least. If you are, please reach out. Anyway. I do like a lot of the washed out visuals we have that kind of transitions into other parts of the song. It shows the unraveling. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, Overthinking Overloaded by oh my gosh. Why does my brain not work? My brain's not working today. It's not braining. By Numi. Akuma. Okay. Amazing harmonizing. More recollection of stressing about your life and the direction it's going. Okay, so I just, maybe it's just I just have a heart for people who, maybe they do genuinely live in the negative spaces that they talk about. Or maybe, we're just speaking metaphorically with how much we hate ourselves, or we hate where we're at in life, or we hate what we struggle with in life, right? So saying, I'm always unwell, but it's like truly in my head, it's like, if there's any hope that you can better yourself, I genuinely hope and pray that you do. I don't want anyone to ever stay in a position like that, because it's so bad. It's so not real. It's so not real. It's so not true. And I know how mental health can just make you believe anything. I truly understand that. That's been my life for a good chunk of it, right? I've talked myself out of so many things because I convinced myself that nothing good was going to come from a certain situation, when really it wasn't even that big of a deal. But I had already convinced myself, no, there's just no way. There's no physical way this could ever work. Well, but that's the dichotomy. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Obviously, you walk your own path. I don't know anything about these folks besides the music that they make. I just hope that if there's any real, honest truth with hey, this is genuinely how messed up I am and how much I struggle with things, I really want you to talk to someone. Seriously. And I don't know your situation, like I said, but I'm a voice or a voice to talk to and ears to listen. So reach out if you don't think you have anyone. Just saying. I also like their voice matching the guitar so well. They do this with a lot of their songs. And that makes it a lot more emotional as well. Sometimes you can fix things, sometimes you can't, and it's not meant to be. So then you just have to let it go and move on, which can be really hard. Well, that's a lot right there, talking about dirty hearts and minds, people with, not appropriate intentions, self-seeking intentions, looking at her a certain way, and then, walking into a jaded room, walking into a space that's maybe jaded about you, but then it could also be jaded about, I've come into this room so many times, it almost has this negative energy to it. It's a jaded room in and of itself. But then losing your faith and your pride in yourself all in one go, that's tough. That is very tough. Ooh, wow. What a interesting way to end that. I thought it was going to end a certain way. Da 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 da. But she's going, another way, little way that I worry about everything. Ugh. Yeah. And oh god, I just feel like I've literally stood in those exact same shoes not even a few months before, worrying about everything. It's such a bad space with how your brain tries to protect you with the what ifs. And because you don't see a conclusion to something, your brain concludes that it's not wrong because you don't see a reason to disprove it, right? So it always finds a way to stay right, or at least argue that it's still relevant because, well, you haven't proven that it can't not possibly happen, so then it will happen. But then I even just was talking to a therapist about this in terms of relationships. I have never had a good relationship. It's always been bad. I've always left feeling less than. I gave everything, every chance I possibly could, only to feel like I wasn't ever good enough. And I remember talking to the therapist and they were saying, hey, what if someone said, I see all these things about you that you don't like about yourself, or all these things that you you feel like are so not great about you, and I choose you. What would you think about that person? And my immediate thought was, give them 6 months. Something about me is going to wear people down. I'm going to annoy everybody. I've even worried that about some of my reaction videos where I'm like, oh no, I talked for a minute longer than I should have. Everyone hates me. And it's like, bro, we have the fast forward button. If it was really that much of an inconvenience, people would be like, okay, skip. But there's this feeling of like, I know that the longer I exist, the more I'm going to irritate people. Well, you see what you're doing then. You put yourself in this inevitable spiral where it's like, give them 6 months. They'll see that even if they are making their choice, they'll hate me. Oh, okay, well, 6 months happens. Well, any day now, you're going to see that I'm really not worth your time. Any day now, that turns into a year. That turns into 2 years. That turns into however long. And look at what you're losing in that time. You are playing a what-if game in a world where that doesn't exist. No one else is doing that. And it sucks, man. Because so many people can get caught up in that, and you keep telling yourself that you're always going to be right in its own way. It's horrible. Anyway. I think that's another perspective that I would challenge. It's not about whether you'll fall apart. You will. If you keep looking at it as, I can't fall, it's like when you dance, right? It's like when you dance. You're going to stumble. It's going to happen. If you play basketball, you're going to miss the ball at some point. If you keep worrying about if that's going to happen, then it's going to happen more frequently. It's not about whether or not it's going to happen. It's about moving yourself back into position, reorienting yourself, chasing after the ball, doing whatever you have to do to get back on track. That's the bigger point. It's not about whether or not you're going to fall apart. It's about being ready to roll with it when it happens. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm passionate about this because I feel for people who feel this way. So, ooh, wait. There was a little bit of a metal growl there at the end. Or maybe it was just a swoop, but it sounded very like, what? Very interesting. That's so interesting. Hold up. Ring My Name by, I feel like I have seen this person, but I can't think. Riona from Flow Glow. Okay. Oh, she even said her name. I should have just listened. I'm destined days, I might use overact. ささやくのをもっと息までdanger. Every step I take, 心ごと奪って。Baby, シャドウつこまねえ、微熱は隠して。午前0時、今、ウェールがほどけ。I'm breaking into the night, まだ夜は覚めやしない。さあ誰も彼も焦がれるままで。Oh, and then I'm sorry, I didn't even think. Ring my name, like the ring of a clock, that kind of thing. It's time, that sort of deal. Okay, I didn't even think about that. Wow, incredible flow right there. Okay, we're gonna dial that back real quick. Okay, so that's still, I'm guessing that's right in the middle of her range, so it's not too much for her to sing that note, but that's still Very interesting harmonic flow right there. I like that. Okay, and then we had the ticking of the clock in the background, reversed. Very cool. Nice. There's also something too that even if she's not doing harmonic flow necessarily, her backup vocals are, which is just cool. Like, as a vocalist, there's a lot of risk in doing backup vocals. So I'm sure that once you get it down, then it sounds fine. But there's something about being able to know how to just harmonize stuff and just add oomph to it. I've never experienced that. Like, I don't know the secret to how to do that. So it's always cool to me when you see someone add more vocal flair in the backup vocals. Nice. So that's what I was just talking about a little while ago, that if you're doing rap, like, that's adding oomph. And that also, that comes with, the more comfortable you are with the song. So if this were a novice rapper, I would point out that I love their cadence and their flow, because that shows that she's practiced this, even to the point where she's adding some oomph to it. So that's very, very cool. But also, that's what I was just talking about, that, to add some oomph to what you're saying, that's really cool. And then there's that next step of to add some what you're saying, or whatever, like that. You get it. Wow. Ooh, beat switch, okay. Nice camera. Oh, okay. Ooh, I like the guitar in the background. That was nice. Okay, we had the permanent outfit change. Very cute. Ooh, nice switch right there. Dude, that's still such a great flow right there. Okay. Repeating the bass there a few times. Very nice. That's cool. And then I like how it da da instead of da, like the anyway. I liked how it ended unfulfilled there. Okay, so this was one suggested I check out. It's a cover by by Yano Kuromu. I guess that's gal, stylized as gal. So yeah, let me see, because it hasn't stopped me yet, but as I've talked about so far in this video, when there's just no captions for things, then it's like I know I miss so much of the song, because it's just not I'm not getting the whole flavor of it. Yep, we're just not. Or wait, oh, we have lyrics. Oh my gosh, thank you, hallelujah. Let's see what we got going on. If my mouse would just work. There's right answer. Whose fate is this? I only want one answer. There's no point in worrying about it. Even if I decide it was all just a dream, I can't believe it at all. Help me, followers. Just resisting losing my youth. Next, lucky. Okay. Respected. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, got it. All right, let's see this cover. Oh, that is a filthy beat. I do also love the visuals for some of these, like this type of kind of tag, like graffiti style font, but it's very jagged. Very, very cool. Makes me think of a lot of hyperpop adjacent styles and stuff. I haven't heard the original, so I'm not going to be able to comment on that, but... Ooh. Okay. Hey. Ooh, nice. Nice chord there. And a lot of this visual too, with the aesthetic, the coloring here. We have the kind of washed out colors here, but then we have the really bright neons. That's very like hyperpop coded as well. Very eye catching. Oh, and all this too is like so, like, what is it? Why can I not think of it? Y2K, and like synth hyperpop coded and stuff. Really, really cool. Okay, I like that segment a lot because we just had her floating. We had the background and the foreground moving ever so slightly, but it was just focusing on that. And then we had her kind of hit a bit of a note where she just added a little pizzazz to it there at the end. So we're getting a little bit of more vocal showcasing. And we're just kind of sticking on that visual as we just showcase her voice. I think that's very necessary if you really want to show what an artist can do. You got to have those moments where you pull everything back. You know, sure, we got the bright lights and all that stuff, but let's just hear you sing. Let's just hear what you can do. So. I like that tone. I don't even know what you'd call it. I didn't study vocals in school. I was just in a choir, but it sounded like there was a breathiness to the, I don't even know what you'd call that. It's so cool. Ooh. Nice. Very cool. Nice. I like also in a lot of different kinds of music they do this too, where you can have a moment where someone breathes the note and then someone shouts it. So it just adds this little bit of dissonance, you know. Very cool. Very, very cool.
The stars aligned like it was always meant to be.
Okay, so this is the original song, Serendipity. All right. All I'm going to say is, because I know we talked about Crony's side of things, where she's kind of seemed a little stressed with trying to keep up with the performance schedule and all that stuff. I hope everyone's doing well. From what I've heard with these songs in previous years, it's kind of just a showcase of all the new voices we have, and just kind of general encouragement, positivity, that kind of thing, and just incredible mixing as well. You get, as the numbers grow and grow and grow, you got to get more and more people in the studio and figure out how to mix everything. So very, very great production work. And yeah, just, you know, kind of a general happy, positive song. But, you know, I just do hope that everyone does okay. You know, we don't need to have a concert where people are burning out and questioning their continued involvement in Hololive. We don't need that. That's not even necessary. I would argue, especially in today's day and age where we have gaming companies choosing to try and pull everything out of our hands because they think that somehow the best way for investors is to just do everything a certain way. I don't run a company or anything, but I would argue that if you kill all the talents that you're trying to have keep this thing afloat and push them to the point where they can't do it anymore, you're going to lose out in the end either way. So take care of your talents. I hope the talents know how to take care of themselves as well. They're all adults. So that's all I'm going to say about this. We're just going to keep going.
The stars aligned like it was always meant to be. So come along and join me, embracing serendipity.
Okay.
One shooting star, one blaze of light. One time in a lifetime. 1 million wishes in the night.
Nice job, Baby.
Somehow my dearest dream came true. One time in a lifetime.
Okay. Nice group vocals. Aw.
So many roads, so many journeys, but I decided that today we'd be. It's serendipity.
Okay, one problem. I hate it when songs do that. Okay. I know, technically speaking, it's been several lines later, so you can say serendipity again, but you already did. You know, keep it special for the chorus. Don't be adding it all the time. I'm just saying. But that's just me. That's my own critique that I adhere to with my own music. So I'm just saying. But I do like the group dynamics. I forgot about that. That for groups like this, obviously, if you want to showcase everybody, you're not just going to have most of the cast in the background and have the new faces front and center. I mean, you might for the, you know, some of the vocals, but it's group dynamics as well. So that's really, really cool. It obviously gives everyone a spot, a moment in the spotlight. And, you know, I think, as we've heard in other group songs before, when you have 3 or 4 people together, there's a lot you can do with their own unique vocals, especially for ones who might be more singer-centric. You can give them some moments to have some pizzazz, right? Because you're giving us these bite-sized chunks of all these groups instead of keeping everyone all together in one for the whole song. So I like that.
It's serendipity. Mysterious. A single moment changes fate. The winds and tides that shaped our lives all led us to this day. It's wondrous. Somehow we met along the way.
Yeah.
You are beside me, embracing serendipity. One time.
I do also think, too, because I forgot to mention this, I didn't mean to, like, kind of poo-poo the story in the song, because, yeah, what they are saying is true. Isn't it interesting how everything worked out together for us to be here? You know, these ladies had to do auditions. They had to work hard to get here over the years, right? Let's not forget that. And the fact that they, you know, that these folks were the ones to get together compared to other people who auditioned, all that sort of stuff, right? So, you know, the fact that they, you know, chose to, or, you know, it just so happens that this collection of ladies is the one that, you know, the ones that got together, got to be friends, got to perform together. That's something very special. So I don't want to take away from that. So. There's Crony. There you are, girl. I also do like how they've done such a good job giving, you know, even the one time and that's right, and you know, the verse about serendipity before the chorus to different people, handing it off to everybody. It's like I said, it's giving everyone a moment in the spotlight. So
Magic moment that we share.
There you go. Nice singing.
While music lingers in the air.
Very nice.
A song of everlasting bond.
There you go.
To warm my heart as time goes on.
Yay. Good job, Crony.
Each day will bring another journey with new encounters that are meant to be. It's serendipity.
Hey. I do like the little, like, I don't even know what it's called. I've heard it from female vocalists for years, but you get the, and be, like, I don't even know what it's called. I don't know what that inflection is, but it's very cool. It also makes me think, with Hako's Bells, I remember when I first heard her sing in one of the last times that I ever was able to watch a karaoke stream. And I just got this feeling of like, she really wants to just sing and just do really well and stuff. And I think she's a unique gem in the vocalist space. Obviously Snake Eyes exploded because it's a dance track, right? Just like freaking, you know, Not Like Us, right? It exploded. Obviously there's talent in it, but it was also a very danceable track. So I get why that happened. But if you haven't checked out her 2 albums, you need to check it out. She's very, 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 very talented and has such a unique voice. So. So I will say this too, because now that I'm hearing it, I'm not really hearing, I'm just hearing for the chorus, it's like everyone's singing the exact same note. That makes it a lot easier to mix. But also, they have the timing down perfect. Because even, I'd assume that for most of these songs, they're going to give you a click track. They're going to give you, you know, a voice to follow, right? They're going to give you kind of a reference track. Because otherwise you wouldn't know how you're supposed to sing the verses and everything. So the fact that they're absolutely on point with that is really cool, because even when we've seen like different ensemble choruses and stuff, there's always been points where it sounds like one or another person might start a little early or end a little early. So however they were able to organize that, big props to the team for that. Hey. I'm assuming that everyone did this choreography as well. So I love that Mori's swinging her arms around, having a great time, and her singing voice has gotten so good over the years. And she has that open tone. It's marvelous. Like again, I had only heard this from vocal majors and stuff. That's a great way to have the best tone, you know, have this open vowel tone when you're singing. So just big props to her, especially with the, you know, the scar tissue she has on her lungs and stuff. You know, she's continuing on. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. And also props to her for being able to, you know, really be her own person when it came to, her contracts and her music and stuff. I know she went through some hot water with that a little bit ago too, so I'm glad that she's standing strong. Very fun. Oh, I know what I said about this just being, a general happy song. I feel stupid now.
This is right where we meant to be. Sweet, sweet serendipity. Wishing on stars and chasing after dreams. Seeing where they lead me. Everybody.
Okay, wait. Hold up. I want to hear that again. That they weren't all sticking to one area. They were kind of shouting it out. That's still a very risky area if you don't give some direction for it. Or am incredible in the vocal booth, which I'd assume, the producers on this were really good, but yeah, I could hear some serendipity. Very interesting. That's just interesting. Yeah. Okay. I do find it funny. I only just realized this now. Rara's the only one with a tail swinging around behind her. It's cute. I mean, Gigi as well, but is it really a tail or is it a grem just grabbing on her? Anyway, this was something else I was wondering too, if they were going to do this for the chorus, have the more vocal centric singers have opportunities to just go, ah, da, 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 just throw in the melismas, just go crazy. So that answers my question. I'm just stuck looking at her tail now. There it is, just whoop, whoop. I was gonna say, when does Cece come in? That's dope. I also just randomly realized at the end that I hadn't seen Gura. Hadn't seen hadn't seen Watson. Anyway, feel sadder on the Gura front. If you know, you know. Anyway, yeah. I think we still have the yeah. Okay, this is the last one. This is the Justice group. Supernova Supergirl. Very cool. Excited for this. Like we were talking about before, group vocals can be very hard to organize, but if you know how to do it right, it lets every single one of us know what every single member of the group can bring to the table. And all these folks have shown an interest in singing. So I love it when they can do it right. And I feel like even though they've had bumps in the road with Holo Myth and all of that, they've really tightened up their production over the years. So to close this video out, actually I think I have one more after this, but anyway, to almost close it out, we're going to be getting this great song. I want to see, what are these folks doing?
Yeah. Are you there? You're a super justice, just like that. Justice, get. If you're feeling trapped, send out a signal right above. We'll find you set free, then you can sign up for the club. Danger, pum pum pum, so shine like the sun.
What?
I big my strong, my soul. They see me run, it's no miracle. You are shining, so bright. Do your dancing, you can be a super girl. I'm the super.
Ooh. Okay, first of all, I do love this choreography. This is what I was just saying. There's lots of different ways that we're so upper body centric in the dance world. especially with choreography. You get the swinging of the arms, you get the, whatever, you're pointing the directions you basically want people to look, leaning your body in that direction or whatever. There's so many things from the waist down that people don't do in a choreographed sense, that really just stepping in a choreographed way, moving, twisting in a certain way can do so much. And it can fill all that space where you're like, okay, we're doing ba 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 ba. What are we going to do? Are we going to do ba 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 ba? Or are we just going to do da 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 with the feet? So it's cool. Very, very cool stuff. I also like how Gigi was kind of the disruptor voice in the song, just throwing out some ad libs in there. That's very funny. So. Oh, okay, so they're... Okay. Oh my gosh, this also makes me think of what I loved so much about Myth when they were first starting, right? We always have all these nods back to what they did previously. Chibi forms that they had. Was it a funny little one-off where Herb was in the skeleton costume? Nope, we see it in here. And then we had Gigi in the kind of what is it, like Ming Dynasty type outfit. It's always being called back to in other songs. I love that stuff. It's very, very cool. I feel like that is really going to help me feel like I can sort of transition my my very deep-seated feelings of remembrance, of connection and togetherness that I liked with Myth over to Justice. You know what I mean? Right? They're not just another group that's, singing and putting on songs and all this other stuff. They have this cohesion to them as a group, to their aesthetics and all that stuff that's in the songs themselves. I really, really like that. So anyway, I also love how we're giving all this great metaphorical imagery to like, put on your antennas, we're going to be supernovas, it's just adding whimsy to what could otherwise just be a metaphorical title. Oh, Supernova, Supergirl, I'm awesome. Or we're literally in space. So I love that.
Say what you think about us hitting town tonight. Feeling happy time, no sad, say bye-bye. Just like that. So stop your feet to
Interesting.
the beat, 'cause we are space, no gravity. You are shining so bright. Do your dancing. Let's fly. You can be a super girl. I'm the
Oh, that's cute. They're trying to figure out, how do I do the moves? That's cute. I really do like this extra production. It's so extra, but it's so fun. And you're giving us so many colors and so many visuals to ingratiate us with the song as well. I think that's really cool. So
can be a super girl.
you guys can do it. I do have to point out they did walk. They did walk from one point to another. You didn't have to do that, ladies. You really didn't. I'm just saying. Anyway. Wait, what? That's interesting. I know that you can feel super bad sometimes. Don't have depression, you're just super sad. That's so interesting to me because obviously there is a difference there, right? Depression is very different than just being sad. Sometimes we equate one and the other to be the same, which it's not. But that's a very interesting, like, hey, mental health break. We know that sometimes you can be sad, but you're not like not feeling like you don't want to be here anymore. That's normally the difference with depression and just feeling sad. Very interesting side note.
Super bad. You don't have depression. You're just super sad. We are changing the world, that's so. If you doubt, hope you explode. Just as loud, just as proud, and we keep telling you.
Hey.
We are
Ooh, okay, nice harmonizing right there.
Justice, we are justice, make the bodies go boom. Come on, baby, rocket ship to the moon. I'm the
Hey. And then Rora's still over there bouncing. That's cute. Wait, who's driving? There's no one in the car. That's cute. That was very, very cute. I loved that. That was very, very fun. That did so much. I mean, even with the visuals here, it does so much to show us the character and personality that everyone has, which is so important in group songs. I know some people don't really think about that very much, but it's true. It's very important. So that's very fun. I love that. So this one was one I just saw on my Discord. You guys can always go to the Discord and put in suggestions for things. From the group Honk the Horn, which I still think is one of the most creative band names I've ever heard, or group names, Wildside. Let's just jump into that. Oh. Okay, so first of all, we've heard songs like this before, so I mean, unless I can find translated lyrics, my goodness, I think we can probably oh, here we go. Sweet. Thank you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love you for doing this. We've seen similar lyricism like this before. What I'm focusing on, though, this time around is their voices. They already have such deep voices. Very, very interesting. Okay. Got it. Stomping asphalt, deafening step. Very, very interesting. I'm excited for this. Roaring fangs clanging in the night breeze, hesitation and fear become fuel. Very, very cool. Okay. I'm liking this. Let's see it. Hey. Okay. So I like the variety that we're getting here. We have a similar cadence and everything, but we're doing different. Oh my gosh, my brain is not working. We're getting different pockets of their rapping, which is good. Even though we have this cadence and everything that's similar all throughout, getting a very specific chunk of the lyrics that have a certain flow to it just shows us more of your ability, which is important because this beat has just been consistently the same thing the whole time, which is fine. It's just that kind of necessitates you giving us variety, and I think they're doing a really good job with that, which is cool.
朝の奥に潜む真実孤独も雑音も積み上げる静かに燃えるものだけ残る揺れる影さえ味方にして研ぎ澄ましいこと視線騒がずとも伝わる熱言葉より強い証明 Bang USA うちら止まらない Bang USA もう戻らない気はシャリオンない沈む全部前 Run it up that's right うちらめける Bang USA うちら止まらない Bang USA もう戻らない
Nice. For songs like this too that have many repeated choruses, every time they did the chorus, they repeated it twice. And I think they did it at the beginning, so they had it to start off the song as well. They didn't even have a first verse necessarily before we got the chorus. That's totally awesome. That's totally fine, especially for shorter songs like these. It's entirely your prerogative. I think they did great with the rapping as well. They gave us a few different pockets, which is totally, that's fine. I think for some songs like this as well that are just kind of meant to be vibes, it's not about always showing off every bit of ability that you have as a rapper. You know what I mean? So that's just my thought on that. But you guys go to the link in the description and support these artists for what they do. Super amazing stuff. I love all the talent that we see here. And if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.